lovelies, I'm Roshana Sunrise, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about deciding who you want to be and what action steps you can take to get there. Life is what you make it. It's something you hear people say all the time, but there are mixed opinions on this statement in itself. It's not uncommon to hear people make statements about themselves or their lives that are quite deterministic and definite in their tone. Everyone is entitled to their own philosophical views, and it's not for me to tell anyone what you should or shouldn't think or believe. That is entirely an individual choice. The idea that I want to unpack today is that speaking with certainty around certain things can be quite disempowering and self-limiting as opposed to helpful or beneficial to your life. For example, you might even catch yourself saying things like, I'm so bad at this, or I'm bad at everything, or why can I never do it right, or why is it always me? I'm so useless. There's no point me even trying at that. Of course I failed. I have nothing to say. Everyone hates me. These statements are actually very common, and you might catch yourself saying things off the cuff and maybe in a light-hearted or jokey way, but actually when you note that you're saying things repeatedly with so much certainty, it might be time to question, do I actually believe these things about me? And if I do believe these things, what is that doing for me and my life situation? When we take a moment to reflect and consider that our thoughts and beliefs are subject to change depending on our circumstances, depending on the time and place, depending on our mood, depending on how we were raised, depending on so many external factors, we can then consider how the outcome might be different if our thoughts and beliefs are different. If you were to believe that it's only possible for you to be with someone that treats you poorly, or that there's no point in trying to improve your life situation, or that you are the way you are and nothing will ever change, then it's likely that nothing will ever change. We've likely all been students at one point and have had to sit exams in order to hopefully get decent grades. If you believed that there was zero possibility of you passing that exam, why would you study? Why would you turn up to lessons? Why would you even sit the exam? You have to look to the outcome that you want. It's very difficult to achieve something if your mind is not at all set to the outcome. The fact is that it is possible to change the way that you think. And when you do change the way that you think, you're able to see situations differently with a different perspective, which allows you to see different options of how you might act, which essentially changes the way that you move through the world. And by doing this, you get to decide how you show up in the world and what parts of you act on, which will ultimately change everything. Problems will always come, that is a part of life, and I will never deny the fact that there are obstacles and issues and unexpected things thrown our way all the time. That is a fact for every single human on this planet, and we cannot change that and we cannot control it. However, what we can do is realize that we have more power than we think to steer the course of our life, and by making simple small changes, we can actually improve our ability to traverse these issues. So at this point, go and get yourself a notepad and pen, as I'm going to be giving you an exercise that you can do on your own time to start steering the course of things in a direction that you want. So the first thing that you're going to do is write down every single thing that you want out of life, that you want for yourself, how you want to feel, how you want to move through the world. So these can be small things, medium-sized things, large things, humongous things. Write down whatever it is that makes you feel energized, enthused, excited, that sets your soul alight. These are the things that you want to be writing down. So I'll give you some examples to help get the ball rolling. You can start writing down how you want to feel every single day. How do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? What kind of things do you want to be eating? How do you want to express yourself? What are some things about your job that's important for you? For example, for me with work, I always know that I want to be in a light, airy space. I want to have some nature around me. I want to be able to feel relaxed and calm. That is not a criteria for any specific job. That's just the space I generally want to be in when I'm working. I also know that I like to have lots of energy. I like to wake up and feel ready for the day, to feel well rested from the night before. I know that I like to eat healthy foods. You can also think about the kind of people that you want in your life. Who do you want to be for the other people in your life? Do you want to be supportive? Do you want to be reliable? Do you want to be a really fun person to be around? Think about all of these things. At this point, you don't need to worry about if things are realistic or if things seem far off or too grand. You're just going to write everything that comes to you without any judgment and just let it go out onto the page. If it ends there, that's fine. Then it's just on the page. You don't even need to look at this again if you don't want to. But this is the first step that you need to do, because if you want to develop yourself or your life in some way, you have to have an idea of what it is that you're developing. If you want, you can do this in a more structured way in different sections. It's just whatever format appeals to you. Some people like to draw, some people like to do mind maps, some people will like to do lists. There's really no right or wrong way of doing this. Then what you're going to do is look at all of these things and look at where you are in relation to these things. Pick out a few of the main ones that stand out to you and have a think about what things are inhibiting those becoming a reality for you. For example, if you currently really dislike your job and you want to have a different career, you've got to know, have you got the qualifications to even do that career? By looking at things in this way, that's going to inform what steps you need to take in order to get there. Next, you're going to pick out what things are the most viable and realistic for you to start working on right now. And you're going to decide on some action steps that you can begin taking to achieve this. For example, if you imagine yourself in the future confidently hosting dinner parties in the gorgeous home that you own, then there may be some big factors that need to be in place in order for this vision to become a reality. Taking this example, you would have to look at your finances, your social life, your self-esteem and confidence levels. You've got to consider that all these things won't necessarily be able to be in place in one go. So you'd break it down. Take the gorgeous home from this example. You would need to be in a position to buy a house. So if you were struggling to make rent each month, then the first step would be for you to actually become financially stable and secure. Taking the hosting and entertaining guests part of this example, if you find that you're really unconfident, if you have poor mental health, then it's going to be difficult to be able to do this. And so the first steps would be to be getting yourself in a place where you feel mentally healthy and well and able to have a thriving social life. So the action steps may be getting yourself a therapist or a wellness coach. You could even make this first action step smaller and begin by looking at your diet, your exercise, your sleep, if you're meditating. Those are also things that need to be in place for you to feel well enough to be doing the hosting and entertaining. So this is what you'll need to do for the things that you've picked out that you think are realistic and viable for you to be working on right now. Pull the timeline back and look at what's a possible first step for you to be taking right now. And then you need to take action on that this week. So if you want to improve your mental health, the first step could literally be doing a 5-minute yoga flow. It could be calling a friend. It could be researching therapists or wellness coaches. It needn't be something huge. It just needs to be something that's going to edge you towards the direction of the things that you want. It's easy to get frustrated if you want things to happen for you right now. We live in a culture of instant gratification, and with this mindset, it's easy to start something and then give up as soon as you feel that you're not making the progress that you might want. But realistically, it is going to take patience and taking these small steps every day or every week, and you will find that soon enough you'll be making real headway with these things. So keep the big picture in mind while you're taking these small action steps. It's just one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. So life really can be what you make it. but help yourself out by deciding where you are heading and breaking that vision down into realistic, actionable steps that will help you get there. If you've tried to make progress and feel like you could be doing better but just need some support, then definitely head to my website, roshanasunrise.com, and you can book one-to-one training with me, or you can buy my Holistic Wellness 101 course that will really help you to achieve your goals. The first 50 people from YouTube can get a 30% discount of anything on my site, and that is using the promo code RSU30. That is RSYOU 30. If you appreciated this video, please do subscribe and leave a comment. Also click the bell icon to be notified for my next videos. I'm going to be sharing so much more, so definitely stick with me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you a wonderful week. Remember, love is the answer, compassion is the key.